Hello, welcome to Studio Snack. I'm Lydia Thornley, designer, creative director and sketcher.
And I'm Narciso Leda, creative and caffeine lover, which is kind of the same thing.
This month, because in our chats and snackery there's always a coffee or a chai involved, we thought we'd look at snacks that go with coffee.
I guess they're also the same ones that they go with tea. From memory, I'm thinking a lot of times I've had chocolate next to my coffees, and in Italy they give you a biscotto, but I think it would be much better if they gave you cannolo. In Spain, often it comes with a biscoff.
Indeed, so I've been doing some nerdery on these. The Lotus Biscoff was born in 1932 in Belgium as a caramelised biscuit with natural ingredients, and the name Lotus came from the flower for purity. Biscoff was because it launched as the biscuit to serve with coffee. Biscoff, see what they did there? I know them as speculoos from Belgium, and those go further back to 1870 when a Flemish pâtissier registered the recipe. I wondered what speculoos meant though, so I looked it up. Not to be confused with the Dutch speculaas, it turns out. That's another type of biscuit altogether, more spices, made in the shape of a picture, and originally served around the Feast of St. Nicholas, which still doesn't tell me what speculoos actually means. So I found three theories. One is that it's from the Latin for mirror because the biscuits are made in moulds, so it's a mirror image. Or another Latin word, speculator, because St. Nicholas could see everything. But my vote goes to the Dutch spekerij for spicy biscuits.
That's super interesting. I love when you get something extra that you didn't ask. It's like those drawings on the latte art.
Oh, yes.
Which makes it a great marketing tool because it makes your coffee very Instagrammable. And it's not a new thing. It actually comes from the 80s. And can you guess where it comes from?
Well, where does coffee meet art? Italy?
Italy, yeah, that's correct. Well, yes and no. It's a parallel story between an Italian and an American. Eventually, they coordinated the efforts in the 90s, sending each other's VHSs to improve their technique. Much easier would be nowadays with the internet.
I was just thinking VHS, is that slow?
But today, pretty much all coffees will come with a little heart or a fern leaf. And some of them, they add colors. And if you go to Japan, which I follow a lot of Japanese coffee makers, they even go 3D latte art.
Fabulous. They go bigger with everything in Japan, don't they?
Yes.
So what about the experiment? Well, as this is all about extra bits, we've done two experiments this time. I made my own graphic designer's coffee biscuits in the shape of ampersands, and Narcis, you're doing a bit of coffee art, aren't you?
I intended. I tried to make some foam art, but I didn't go beyond a wonky heart. And then I used a stencil to create a microphone to go with our coffee in the podcast and stuff. But also, I kind of failed a little bit.
But that's all part of the design process, and actually there was an awful lot of cobbling together with my ampersands as well. I remembered back when letraset was a thing that we'd run out of letters and you had to cobble together characters from what you had. So I sort of did that, and you had that great idea of a P and a C, didn't you?
Yes.
In the end, I ended up making it from two P's and cutting one down to a lowercase c. And then there was a tip from my very first Nerd Night talk on ampersands to use an 8 as a basis. So I've done both for my biscuits.
They look great. I think adding a little freebie on the side goes really well with the clients. I think they feel value. For a while, I used to give a little box of chocolate to the client who paid the invoice first. And that not only added a little bit of value, but also made it a little competition to see who paid first.
Yes, I agree. I've made little books for years as a personal project, but also for clients as something they can keep. It's also about value. Often the magic in a project is in answering a question I can see, but it isn't in the brief. But I've even been the added value. When I sketch at events, I'm part of the experience for guests. They like to come and see what I'm doing.
I can see a lot of value coming in, and also parallel work that could potentially be. When you are in a networking event and you give advice to someone who's chatting to you, they usually come back to you as a client.
Biscuit?
Biscoff. Thank you.
These are spicy biscuits too.
These are amazing.
Basic shortbread recipe with ginger, cinnamon and mixed spice.
These are really good. We haven't been eating in the podcast for ages.
Baking meets design skills.
Yeah.
Oh God. I've inhaled my biscuit.
Please don't die.
Join us next month for another Studio Snack. And to see our experiments, go to our Instagram feed, We Are Studio Snack.
See you next month.
Bye.